What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have the GeminiJets September 2022 releases for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. Today we have an awesome release in store, I hope. Really excited to see what GeminiJets is all about starting the fall here for 2022. And I'm sure it's going to be absolutely awesome. So, yes, first and foremost, this is the first video I'm recording in the new location over here at Oklahoma State University. It's been great so far, 4 days in, everything's been going well. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the future and towards the end of the video, but here we are for the release of the day. Hopefully the setup's pretty good. I thought the lighting and everything turned out really well, so hopefully you guys like the setup. Once again, thought it turned out really good, but we have some releases to dive into and I hope you guys are excited for it. So it's been a little bit since Gemini's made a release, of course. I believe it was late July when they released the July-August combo set, which wasn't the best set to say the least, but it's been a quiet summer for Gemini, so really hoping for something good here. I'm just more eager to just see something because I'm ready for something new rather than I want to spend money type deal. So I'm not going to be too upset either way, but I do think they're overdue. The last really, definitively good set in my opinion was the May release, and even June and July weren't horrible, but I think everybody can definitively say that we're ready for some fire. So excited to see what Gemini has for today. Hope you guys are excited, and once again, hopefully the setup works, but we'll talk about it a little bit more towards the end of the video. So with all that being said, without any further delay, let's get started with the GeminiJets September 2022 releases. Very excited for it, and let's get started. Also, sorry, kind of adjusting to a new setup, so I can't decide which mouse pad I want to use since in this particular setup, I'm right next to both of them. So nevertheless, we'll get started, and I'm really excited to see what we got going. So let's see what we have to start September. All right, here we go. The September 2022 releases. Here we go from Gemini. Beginning with the Aerolingus Atr 72600. I believe this was a future release. This is Echo India Golf Papa for $46.95. Hopefully no price increase, but a good looking RJ. Really nice to get more RJs in the fleet, and this will be an awesome one for our European collectors. A really good start, and I believe these are fairly popular. So again, very excited to see this, and I think this will be a really good release for everybody in Europe. So glad to see that, and that should be a really good aircraft for anybody looking for the Aerolingus Atr 72600. So nice release to start. I think that one will turn out really well, so you'll love to see that right there. Alaska Boeing 737 MAX 9 November 932 Alpha Kilo in the West Coast Wonders / Orca livery. Very glad to see this. This is going to be a really popular model, supporting a really good purpose, of course, for my petrol load for you guys. But nevertheless, it's going to be a really cool livery. Aero Classics made this model about 3 months ago or so, so this version is definitely going to be definitively superior to that in terms of the quality and everything. So I'm really excited for this. I'm definitely on the fence. While I could use it, it's one of those aircraft that it's not, the highest on the priority list, but I really like the purpose of the livery and all, so not completely sure on that one, but that should be a really cool aircraft, and I really like the livery. It looks really nice, and as long as the model comes out good, definitely interested in buying it. So if any of you were looking for it, would highly recommend picking it up. It's a great model, and that will be a really good one. So a nice release to start. That is kind of one of those intermediate aircraft, I would say. So very nice aircraft right there, and that is a great way to start. Good job there by Gemini. Very nice. Allegiant A319 November 321 November Victor, in the current colors. Wow. Was not expecting that from Gemini. That is an interesting move. Obviously, the Panda exclusive that got done back in January came out, so perhaps Gemini thought that it was only right to bring their own version to the market. Not too interested just because I already have that one, and to go along with that, the CFM mold for Gemini, as we know, is not superior to say the least. But this is a very interesting aircraft. I'm very interested that they chose to do this. It'll be interesting to see how this aircraft sells. I'm very eager to see that part of it, but this is another good option if you're looking for a different version for whatever reason, or additional tail number or things like that. So this is an interesting aircraft, and I'm really interested that they chose to do this one. This would have been great about 2 years ago, but nowadays it's kind of one of those that we still can appreciate it for what it's worth, in my opinion. So they're very interesting. I did not expect that, but I still categorize that as a very popular US sector model. I think a lot of people will be appreciative that they're at least going to that effort, but again, I would rather see more interesting models that haven't been done before rather than duplicates from other companies. And Aero Classics also did, they did the old one, I believe, so never mind. But there have been several Legion 1819, so the good news is, for us, we have more options. So there's two sides to the spectrum on that, but definitely an interesting one to say the least. But interesting to see, 1595, so uninteresting aircraft, but hopefully it sells well. And glad to see Gemini going into the Allegiant sector again with that low-cost market. Sometimes they can filter out from that, but I'm very excited to see that. American A321 in the Medal of Honor livery. I saw BA, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. The mouse sometimes can get a little rattled, but now Gemini going right after NG, right after with their version of the Medal of Honor livery. So I probably will get this version too, probably just simply because I did fly on the aircraft, and it is cool to kind of dissect some of these models sometimes. And you guys know I have my massive goal of obtaining every 1 to 400 scale aircraft that American Airlines has in the GeminiJets sector, and hopefully other brands in the future too. So definitely on the fence about this one. Obviously not because I've flown it. I think I'm probably going to end up using my money towards the 1 to 200 if that's in this set as well. So we'll have to see what ends up coming out of this. It's going to be very interesting, as you guys know, but I'm really excited to see it. But this is such a good delivery with such a particular purpose. So for whatever reason, if you want the Gemini one, I would recommend that. But the NG one's also very good. But this will be one of Gemini's better models. So again, like I said, NG is probably the preferred model here, but this is a hot set so far, so good job by Gemini. And it's really weird because 3 years ago this would have been a massive deal, but now that we, like, literally 3 of the models here that we've already assessed have been done by other companies, so it's been crazy to see all this competition, and definitely a video topic that we'll dive more into detail about. Very ironic that we're already starting with 4 A's in the alphabet and already getting 3 models that have been done by other companies, but nevertheless super interesting. And this will be a decent version, so if you're looking for that one, highly recommend it. But yes, quite an interesting start, but the US market is on fire today. Now we're into a British Airways A350-1000 Gulf X-Ray Whiskey Bravo Bravo, and this in the normal livery. So this model was very popular from the initial release back in 2017 or 18, and obviously they did one in December 2020. Now it's September 2022, we're getting our cycle back, and this aircraft continues to become more popular as British Airways has been using it on a variety of international flights to North America and different countries. So it's really cool to see that Gemini is ranging into the sector, and I think they're going to do a really good job with this aircraft. So again, should be pretty similar to that December 2021. This will be really good for anybody that missed out on that release or is looking for another one perhaps. So I think this will be a really good aircraft. I'm glad to see another BA350 done. That's really cool. And again, another very popular model. So this set has definitely fulfilled the desire so far. This has been really good. So very impressive here by GeminiJets. Very nice. And we also have a flaps and slats extended right here for BA. So very nice to see that. I don't think they've done one yet. So if you're looking for a flaps and slats, this actually might be a new mold. I could be wrong in that, but I don't recall seeing an A350 with the flaps and slats extended. So please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I would highly recommend checking that out because that seems really cool, and I've never seen an A350 with the flaps down. So I believe this is the debut of this new mold, which is really cool. So glad to see a new mold. I think it'll be really cool, especially on arguably one of the best Airbus heavy aircraft at this time. So really cool to see that, and that's going to be a hot seller to say the least. Very excited to see where it goes from here, and I think that will be an awesome release right there for Gemini. So very cool to see that right there. And then next up we have a CP Air, Canadian Pacific. I did see a Frontier, I'm sorry, it's going to be interesting to see what that is. Nevertheless, Boeing 727-200, Charlie Golf, Charlie Papa Bravo, and this is going to be a good looking aircraft. So another retro Boeing 727, this is really cool to see. I would recommend the Gemini to perhaps try to work into those sectors that are a little bit more common, like the Pan Ams and TWAs of the world, but it is really cool to see them knocking out some of these very niche based ones. And it does go back to my argument I talked about just a few minutes ago about the collecting side and trying to get more particular models out in the industry. So you can't complain with that. Unfortunately, I can't get the picture to load here, but let's see if I can try again because I'd really like to see it. There it is. So that's a really cool looking aircraft right there. It has Expressive Los Angeles on the front there too. So really cool considering it's a Canadian registered plane, but really cool to see the gray, red, orange. So that's a very unique aircraft. I think that'll be a very unique one for anybody looking for something like that. So a very cool retro jet, and I really like to see that for Gemini. So good job there by Gemini. I think they'll do a really good job with that aircraft, and that's really cool to see right there for GeminiJets. Frontier Airbus A320neo in the Poppy the Prairie Dog livery. So this is the first A320neo Gemini has done since 2016-15 when they did Champ the Broncos. So it's really cool to see they're finally doing another Neo. I would argue that this is well overdue for Gemini to finally do one. Sure, Aero Classics has done dozens of them, but it's really cool to see Gemini finally getting back into that market with some more Frontier aircraft. They did the A321. I don't know if they did another one, but I believe it was just the 321 recently. So it's really cool to see now that they're doing a 320neo. Great time for this release, and I think a lot of people are going to utilize this, including myself. So I'm really excited to see how Gemini will do with this 320neo. It's really cool to see because the Aero Classics ones, while they're really good, they do lack a little bit of detail, including aerials and things along those lines. So it's really cool to see that Gemini is going to be hopping in and helping us out in that department, especially for people like myself that missed that 2015 Champ the Bronco or whatever year it came out. So good job, Gemini. I think that's a really deserving Frontier release. And in terms of diversity, this release has not been stellar yet, but it's been very good in terms of popular models like the BA350 and all these US carriers. So good job there by Gemini, and I think that'll be a really good aircraft right there. 5095 on the MSRP, very nice. Mesa CRJ 900. 942 Lima Romeo. Is it going to be the gray one? I really hope so. Oh, it's the white. Man, dang. That's still really cool, though. So, Gemini continues to go into this weird sector doing these really particular U.S. regional jets, which have not been done in a long time. Like, for instance, 2008, they did that Bombarian House livery. But nowadays, in the last couple of years, we've got the SkyWest House livery, now the Mesa House livery, we've got the JSX, and everything else that's been done. I can't think of it off the top of my head, like Antonov 124s and Concords and all kinds of things, but it's really cool to see them diving into this very unique sector. So another Mesa house livery. Now I don't know if the white one is still out there, because as far as I'm aware, they painted them onto that gray theme, but still really cool to see Mesa here and doing their thing right here. So obviously you guys may know I made a custom about a year and a half ago of 2 times of these with that exact tail number. I probably will end up just getting one if it is the white livery, because everyone's been repainted into the grayer livery for whatever reason, which is really neat. But I'm really excited for these, or I may just put my customs on the shelf and get 2 of them. But this will be a very helpful asset. You guys know how much I love the CRJ 900. I kind of thought like maybe they'll come back to this era, or not era, but you know, category of airliners at some point. But it's very interesting to see that they've come back to it right now. So a very interesting set right there, and quite awesome to say the least. So that is really cool. And again, another very hot aircraft. I'm sure a lot of people that either missed out on the American CRJ 900 looking for more variety or anything like that will be very happy to see this Mesa house livery release. So very interesting one. Definitely did not expect it in a set like this, but hey, another aircraft to make it really good, and this has been fire so far. Very nice. Impressive. And a Volaris Airbus A320neo X-Ray Alpha Victor Sierra Hotel in the hundreds Aviation livery, or however you say that, excuse me. Really cool looking aircraft. So this is really cool. It does have the purple engine, so that's a big part of it. Aero Classics did the purple engines about a year and a half ago too, and then Gemini's done the black engine 320 in the past. So this is a really good looking aircraft. This will be very helpful for anybody that's looking for additional planes. I'm on the fence about this one. I don't know if I'll get it yet. I really didn't expect a special livery to be one, and the only good thing about this is it's very unnoticeable too. So not completely sure. Really, we'll have to sit down and think about how long it will take me to get the San Del Cabo Model Airport project going. If I was doing it right now, it would be a yes, but I'm trying to get it going, so that's kind of my middle ground here. And especially since Gemini's continued to release some Volarises every few months or years. You know the drill. You know the drill. It's possible that they'll release the normal livery. So a really awesome aircraft here. I think this will be a very good release, and that's really cool to see right there for Gemini. Very nice, and that was a really nice release right there. That is the 1-400 lineup. Absolute army of aircraft, to say the least. Very impressed by Gemini's efforts. I wish there was a touch more variety, like maybe switch out the Allegiant or something for a South America, Asia aircrafts, Europe, something like that. But ultimately, a very good set. See, the popularity of this release is so solid that this is definitely one of the arguably one of the best releases. While there wasn't quite as much as what you'd want a couple models short, which is kind of a big scale when you only have 9 releases, this is really impressive to see for Gemini. Really good. 5 very popular U.S. aircraft, and you got 4. Every aircraft, the CP is kind of debatable. I don't know enough about that to definitively say whether that was a good retro release or not. But what I can say is everything else very definitively very impressive. A very good variety. Not even that many heavies, but man, this is impressive. So very good. Would highly recommend going to the Midwest Model Store if you'd like to go buy these. Link in the description. Feel free to use the coupon code Redriveraviation for 5% off. Very helpful, and they do a really good job, and I very much enjoyed using them. They replaced American 777 I had come broken. Their shipping's always super fast. The UI is very clean, and it's just very easy to order from them. Really good rewards and all kinds of stuff. So just a recommendation there, but ultimately very good setup right there. Was very happy to see that right there for Gemini, and that is a really good release. So good job. Really cool September set, and while it was not what I was expecting, I thought it was going to be one way or the other in terms of like unbelievable fire or kind of the lighter scale like we've seen. This was a really good hybrid of things that you don't have to buy, but also planes that are very popular. So it's really cool to see this. A very interesting set from Gemini, and in a normal world with no exclusives or anything or other manufacturers, this would be an absolute banger. But this is still really good despite that, with the Frontier, the Mesa, the Volaris, the BA, the Alaska. So really cool set, very cool, and I'll definitely have some thinking to do about what I want to buy out of here. So cool set for sure, and I'm very excited to see that. So that's awesome, very cool. Well, let's dive into the 1-200 sector. Oh, never mind, we got some Max. So let's see what Max we got here. This is going to be interesting, so let's take a look. As we slowly scroll to it, because I don't want to go too fast. First aircraft up is a C-5M Super Galaxy from Dover Air Force Base, 690024. Oh, no. This is why I need to get a new system in place, because I don't want this to happen. I'll just lean out over here. There was only one aircraft from Dover Air Force Base. I didn't see any of the bottom aircraft, thank goodness. But yeah, this is a really cool one. I've really wanted to get a C-5B1 different military planes. I don't know if this will be the one, especially since I got that McConnell KC-135 last month. But this will definitely be something possibly to lap back around to, or something like that. I think Dover Air Force Base really cool, so possibly, but especially with the normal one, the 400s, we'll see, probably not, but that's still a very cool aircraft for anybody looking for the military sector. I think that would be very helpful, especially for anybody trying to work towards that Dover Air Force Base, or just trying to have aircraft in general, so that's really cool. So good job there by Gemini. That's a cool military release. So ultimately a very good 400 set, and I'm very impressed with that. Into the 200s we go. We may have a model here that I'm very excited about if it does show up, so let's see if it does. Really excited. So Alaska 737-800, honoring those who served, is number 1. Very interesting to see that Gemini is choosing to do this aircraft. I mean, the purpose is super good, so it's just interesting with the competition that I was talking about earlier, but I'm super happy that they are doing this. This will be very helpful for anybody looking for this aircraft in 200 scale. I don't believe it's been done before, so that's going to be very helpful and ultimately a really cool aircraft. I get my picture to load, but the purpose of the livery is so incredible, honoring everybody who served for our country. We are so appreciative, and thank you to anybody watching this that has, and it's just so incredible to see this. So this is absolutely awesome. NG did the 400 scale in October 2020, and it's really cool to see Gemini now coming around to do the 200 scale. So that's absolutely awesome. You love to see it, and that's a really cool release right there. So good job by Gemini. Really happy to see that, and that is absolutely awesome with a very meaningful purpose. So good job by Gemini. That is absolutely awesome. Very nice. There it is, the American A321 Flagship Valor Medal of Honor livery in the 1-200 scale. There it is. That is where my money will be going. Super excited for that. You guys know how excited I've been for this aircraft since I've flown on it and all that fun stuff. Really excited to finally get this in the collection. This is going to look so good. Such a meaningful purpose. Flew it on June 2nd, 2022. Feel free to check out the trip report or any in-flight videos or anything I made with this aircraft. Man, this is so cool to see in the 1-200 scale. You most certainly can expect this to be joining my collection. Really excited for this. This will be a very cool aircraft, and ultimately I'm very glad to see this here. So this is a really awesome aircraft, very hot seller, and this is going to be really good, as I don't expect anybody else to do it in the 200 scale, maybe in flight down the road. But this mold's fair for the 200 scale. It will definitely be awesome, and I'm so excited for it. So I hope you guys are too. It's going to be absolutely awesome, and very excited for that. So that will be absolutely awesome. Who's ready for Flagship Valor? Yes, sir. Love to see it. That is awesome, and I'm really excited for it. $195, so probably down to $85 or something. So not too bad, but we'll make it work. Price increases. What can I say? A Braniff International L10 or Lockheed L188 Electra. That is a very neat aircraft. I didn't even know that Braniff operated these. So Braniff obviously has a huge, rich history, mainly with their Boeing 727s and the 70s run that they had with Braniff 1 and then Braniff 2, of course. Braniff seems like a really cool airline, and I'm really excited to see what's to come from the models, I should say. Really cool to see what's come for the models. The airline unfortunately ceased operations in the early 90s. I think the Braniff 2, Braniff 1 was done by the 80s, so really cool to get to see this. I really like this aircraft. I'm sure a lot of retro collectors are going to be very happy about this. While it's not a 727 again, like the colors or anything like that, it's still really cool to get to see a very early piece of Braniff history getting done with this Electra. So that's a really cool aircraft. Really glad to see that done in the 1-200 scale. I'm sure anybody looking for particular Braniff desires is going to be super happy to see that. So that's absolutely awesome. Great release by Gemini right there, and that is really cool. So great job right there. That is absolutely awesome. Very nice. And a British Airways DHC-6 Twin Otter, which is called a Twin Otter. I was not expecting to see this because I didn't even know they operated this, but I guess they did, just in normal livery and everything, which is super cool. So very cool to see British Airways getting a Twin Otter out of this. This is a very unique aircraft. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be super excited for this. I had no idea they operated this. I'm sure it was for some subsidiary. It's probably right here on the nose, as you guys can see, but that is very neat. I had no idea they operated that. So that's a really cool aircraft. I'm sure many European collectors are going to be really excited to see. Quite a unique aircraft in 200 scale, and that definitely makes up for like a 400 buying perhaps. So if you're looking for the BA Twin Otter, highly recommend it. That mold seems really cool, and it's quite an awesome aircraft. What's the price on that? Like maybe 65 or something, maybe? $72.95, so pretty cool, very good price. And anybody looking for a BA Twin Otter, there it is. So really cool one, and hope to get some more Twin Otters in the future because they are really cool planes. So very nice to see that right there for Gemini. Very nice. Delta 757-200 in the Ron Allen livery. Absolutely, yes. Wow. or is it, surely it's not the widget. It's got to be the Ron Allen. Widget would be big time, I believe. I don't know which one's preferred, but I'm sure Ron Allen's big time. Come on, you got to load. This is a big time release. A lot of people are excited for this. Yes, Ron Allen livery. That is awesome. A lot of people are going to be super excited for that. I mean, that is awesome. November 604 Delta Lima. That's going to be a big seller in the 200 market. So if you're looking for this beautiful retro Delta airplane, highly recommend getting it now because that is an awesome release. So really cool to see Gemini, especially in the 200 scale, getting after these retro planes. They are obviously super hard to find as it is right now, and it's really cool to see that Gemini is adding to the portfolio with really good models. Most of these molds in 200 scale are pretty acceptable, so really glad to see Gemini doing this. This is a really cool release right here, and I'm sure that anybody looking for this particular aircraft is going to be super happy to see it. So great job by Gemini. That's a really good release in 1 to 200. I'm sure that that's going to be very sought after. So good job by Gemini. Get your orders in if you want that because that's going to be big time, and that's going to be really good. So very pleased to see that. That is absolutely awesome right there. Super nice. Emirates 777-300 Alpha 6 Echo India Delta. Please be the normal livery. Please be the normal livery. Please be the normal livery. Picture please load. Please be the normal livery. Come on. Please be the normal livery. Yes. Normal Emirates 333. That's going to be very helpful for a variety of reasons. Obviously, people have been looking for them for quite some time. People love Emirates. People love the normal livery. People just love EK and their product and what they do. So good job right there by Gemini for finally making that happen. They did the 400 scale. Now we're getting the 200. So good job by Gemini finally branching out with their partners in crime and finally making a normal EK 333. Nice job right there. Very happy about that. And a lot of people in the United Emirates, of course, and anybody that loves Emirates, going to be very excited to see that. So very cool aircraft, really nice, and that's going to be awesome. So good job right there for Gemini. JetBlue A321neo, November 4058 Juliet. Nice. Pretty cool release. This should be the same one, yeah, that they did in the 4. I don't know if this is the one they did in the 400 or not. I think the tail looks a little different, but I could be completely wrong, so don't take my word for it. But really cool to see get another JetBlue aircraft in 1 to 200 scale. We've been looking for more of these for quite some time, especially, you know, the Embraer 190s of the world and more 320s. But a 321neo is not going to hurt anything by any means, so really nice to see this right here for Gemini. I think this will be another very hot seller. And again, it's really cool to see all these JetBlue planes. I think it's really nice, and JetBlue does a fantastic job with their product and what they do. So good job right there by Gemini. Nice release, and this has been very diverse and very impressive so far, especially in the popularity scale. This has been really good. Now let's see if we can get another foreign aircraft to complement it. And we can! Lufthansa 787-9 Dreamliner. You love to see it. That's a nice, that's a really nice mesh right there. Nice big aircraft for anybody that's looking for a heavy for Lufthansa. Obviously, their 787-9s are going to start rolling into service soon, no pun intended, and it's going to be very helpful for the airline. I think they're going to do a really good job with that. So really cool to get to see this Lufthansa. I think this is a great release for Gemini, and ultimately, I think that a lot of people are going to really like that. So good job. I think their 787 mold in the 200 scale is really nice. So really good release right there, and that's going to be very desirable. So very nice right there for Gemini. Really cool. And the flaps and slats extended, price again, just a few over. So very nice right there compared to the normal one, of course. So very nice, very, very good, and really excited for that for Gemini. That should be a very good release, and I think they're going to do a really good job with that aircraft. So good job right there by Gemini for getting some variety in the market as well. Very nice. And a Qantas Link Embraer ERJ-190AR. This was done in the previous release in the 400 Victor Hotel Uniform Zulu Delta, and it looks really nice. So for all of our fellow Australian collectors, if you're looking for this Qantas Link, this is a perfect opportunity to get it. The Embraer 190, I think, is a really unique aircraft, especially to fly on and all those fun attributes. So highly recommend this aircraft if you're looking for it. Very solid release, and while not the most popular Australian aircraft, probably, I'm not completely sure, but I'm sure it's not, it's definitely one of the nicer ones. So very cool to see that right there. That's pretty nice. Good job there by Gemini. And a KC-135 Stratotanker from McCauley Air Force Base. This one also is 400, 623534, done in 400 to clarify. And it's really cool for anybody looking for either a normal KC-135 or has a sentimental attachment to the McCauley Air Force Base, obviously in Wichita, Kansas. I did get the 400 for that reason, so very cool to get to see this. I would love to get a military plane in the 200 scale. That's an actual like jet clone, if you will, compared to like an F-16, like an actual like KC-135 or KC-46 or something like that, that's based off an actual airliner aircraft. So this is another beautiful aircraft. I think this is really cool and really nice to see Gemini getting after that really cool market in the military department. They've been filling several desires there. I think they did a really good job with that aircraft. As that will do it for the GeminiJets September 2022 releases. ultimately one of the better sets I've seen this year. I think this was a really good one. I don't know if it would be a top ranker by any means, but I also don't think that's a bad release by any means. Again, 2 years ago this would have been really big, and this is still big despite, you know, all the competition with NG models, Aero Classics, Panda models, everybody else that's been making similar models. But it's still really cool to see Gemini getting that really nice variety. I wish they would have had just a touch more variation just for all my international viewers. I know I get a ton of views from all across the globe, so I definitely want to encompass everybody, and that's kind of a focal point as well. But it's still, for a wide sector, it's still a lot of really good releases. Aerolingus, we got British Airways, and of course Volaris, so very solid release right there. I think that was super impressive, and I'm really excited for that. So yes, this will be an awesome release. Initial impression, definitely looking to get the American flagship Valor in the 200 scale, the Frontier, the Mesa, possibly 2 of those, and possibly the Alaska, and probably not a slim chance on the Volaris. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And yeah, ultimately a very cool release. If I had, I kind of should start saying, I guess, if I had to pick one plane that I really want but I'm not going to buy for myself type deal, that would be the Delta 757, or the coolest plane that I'm not willing to buy for myself, I guess. I don't know how to word it, whatever way. Or the Emirates, those are both really cool. So yeah, really good release. The 200 scale is also very good. Just enough variety with popularity to where it's not bad by any means, but we've also probably seen a couple of better ones. But this is really good, especially for the US sector, but also the international market, as there's enough there to not get upset with, but there's also could be a little bit more, like for instance the I don't know, the JetBlue could have been swapped out, but nevertheless, still very impressive. This was a very solid release, and I think Gemini did a really good job with putting this together. Definitely one of their better releases of the year, and definitely gonna put a couple people broke if if your money is not there for this month. So very good release, super impressive, and let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Very excited for these aircraft to come in. They're going to be really cool, and I'm very excited for it as well. So yeah, hope you guys like the new setup too. Definitely expect some more videos to come on that once I get all settled in and everything, just getting the flow going, and then expect some more where that came from. So very excited for that, and ultimately been really happy with just the lifestyle here so far. So it's been really cool going home tomorrow afternoon, so that'll be nice to get some more model content recorded and just kind of hang out with the family and all. So that'll be really good, and there hasn't been too much homework so far, so you can't complain with that. Don't expect videos to be going anywhere anytime soon. I literally have the rest of August already filmed, so that's just really cool to think about, and then already about half of September already ready. So it's been really cool to get ahead. I'm really pleased with that, and expect more content to come. Been very awesome, and trust me, it's not taken away from my studies, as once again I spent a really good portion of the summer getting ready for this. So I've been very happy with it. Hope you guys are excited for what's to come. Thank you guys so much for all your continued support. It's been very much appreciated, and I hope you guys are excited for what's to come. So with all that being said, that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just the process. Do you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.